Well, hello, I'm Alex, and today we're gonna do some doodling. Use this to get back to that sketchbook of yours, or simply as a warm-up. In this series, I'll share with you doodling ideas based on observation. We'll do some continuous line drawing for those, but also based on repetition. We'll have fun with pattern play, and based on imagination, which is when we'll doodle with ink blots. My dream for you is that your creative play spills over into all parts of your life. And that's why I'm making these videos, so that you can take a tiny play break with me. This is your creativity timeout, baby. Just jump in and mess around with your art supplies and work alongside me. No worries, I'm keeping this. No fuss fabulous, easy peasy. Go ahead, check it out. Today we are starting our sketchbook doodle prompts, and I'm going to make a series of these videos where we're doodling in our sketchbook. If you don't want to use a sketchbook, you don't have to. I think you're going to enjoy it though. So if you've ever bought a sketchbook and you never started it, this is a great way to get going. We're going to try to keep it at 10 minutes. And what else? You can use whatever you want, from pencil to paint if you wanted, but I'm going to keep it super simple, and I'm going to just recommend that you use a Sharpie type pen. So I've got three different types of permanent pens here: thin tip, fat tip, and then chisel tip, and I'm going to do one drawing with each. What we're actually doing is continuous line drawing. And all that means is that you don't pick up your pen and place it in a different place. You always keep going from where you are. You can look at what you're drawing. It's not blind. And you're just practicing, so don't worry about it. If you do pick up your pen, it takes a little bit of practice, and there is no continuous line police that's going to get mad at you for doing it wrong. So just get started. Let's use the thin tip. The most basic thing that I've seen people do when they start with continuous line drawing is to draw their hands. It's basic because you don't need anything except paper, pen, and your hand. So here we are. Put your hand in a position that you like. Let's just do it flat, and let's make it continuous. So I'm going to set down my pen, and then I won't pick it up until I'm on the other side. I don't know. I think I'm just going to hold my hand like that. Hold your hand in whatever way you feel most comfortable. And then the interesting thing about continuous lines is that you always have to go back into what you've already done. So if you get really far down and you realize you left something undone, you have to make your way back. The drawings always end up being super hilarious. Oh, and then another reason I want you to get into the habit of using permanent pen is because that way you can color it in even with watercolors if you wanted to. And I do want you to color these in at some point. So there's that. That's an interesting hand. What would that look like if I used the next roundup would be, the next marker going up here would be so this is a fat tip marker. I'm going to try my hand now. So we're just looking at the fingernails. Fingernails are always fun. It takes a while to get the hang of fingernails. So I'm going to look at my hand and just sort of from maybe this part up, draw my fingernails. Means you have to go in and around. And also the wrinkles in all the bands and all the folds of skin around your knuckles are really funny. Loop-de-loop type shapes. So I'm actually going into the knuckle first and then coming up and doing the nail and then coming down. I kind of missed that first one here, but that's okay. So this is a thicker pen. Let's see what happens. So look, this is something you're gonna have to deal with. The permanent pen does go through the paper. So if you don't like that, then use a non-permanent pen or use thicker paper. Or draw right into it, which is what I'm gonna do. I don't really care, to be honest. This paper's thick enough where I can use watercolor or markers to color it in. That's why I want to use this paper. I'm actually gonna, let's see, I was thinking I would turn it upside down. I'm gonna use my non-dominant hand, so this is gonna be a complete mess. And let's see, I'm gonna go like this. And it's bugging me that this paper's, I think I'm gonna go like that. There. Yes, that's better, much better. Okay, so I'm gonna just go like this. And using my non-dominant hand. Chisel tips are fun because depending on how you use them, you get different line widths, which I think are a lot of fun. So this is supposed to be my finger and my knuckle here. I see another knuckle behind that. Somehow I need to get in here and do the other fingers inside. This is a bit odd. I can't see anymore. Okay, that's it. That's it for this one. Doesn't even look like a hand. Do I care? I do not. Oh, so quickly here, the fun part about a chisel marker is that you can use it fat or you can use it thin, and then by moving it you can switch if you get into the habit. So I need a little more control to be thinking about this, which is what I would do with my dominant hand. So let's just do one last one. Let's see if I can actually draw something that looks like a hand. Continuous line with chisel marker, and I'm gonna go like this. So here we go, and this will be the last thing before we're done. And I love this. I am looking at what I'm doing, and it's just kind of magical the way I can look at what I'm doing and just not lift the pen anyway. It doesn't matter. So there's that. That's this hand. So there you go. A little bit of continuous line doodling, permanent markers. It will go through. So we'll see how we can play with that. We could even use this for something else. But anyway, practice drawing. Don't worry about anything being perfect. This is about going with the flow of what your eye sees and what your hand draws. Try to make it as continuous as possible. Play around with different tips and different types of pen and the paper, and use a sketchbook if you can, because we'll keep adding to the sketchbook, and it'll be a really fun thing for you to have later to go back in and color in and maybe even do collage. So we've got lots of ideas for you. Hello again. I'm back, and I wanted to bring up a few things. Considering that this is the first video of the Sketchbook Doodling Prompts series, I wanted to quickly show you just some different options and some ways you can play now that you're starting. And again, you don't have to be doing any of these doodling prompts inside a sketchbook, but I really encourage you to do so. It could be a notebook you buy at Walgreens. It does not need to be, and probably shouldn't be, a fancy sketchbook, because you really want to feel like you can use it and take it with you, and you know it's gonna get beat up, and that's what you want, something that's not too precious. Okay, very quickly, this is where we left off last time, I think, when we did the hand tracings, and I told you I like using markers, permanent markers. Again, you can use anything you want, your favorite tool. What I wanted to show you was I had done something underneath this with crayon, and I didn't like it, so I just pasted with the glue stick a piece of paper here, and then I drew my hand again with the fat marker like I like to do, and then I also had like a white paint marker that I tried out, and I was just doodling over it. So just feel free to cover up anything you don't like and keep going, because I feel that maybe, and I never used to keep sketchbooks before because I would literally rip out the pages, the ones I liked and the ones I didn't like. So I'd end up without a book. So then I was like, why bother, right? But there is something really wonderful about having things collected within a sketchbook. So I've changed my mind about that. And basically, if there's something I don't like, I see it as an opportunity to paste some paper on. Look what I did here. So these are all post-it notes that I used the glue stick to stick in here, and I just did different versions of my hand, and I did these with a red pencil. So you can see I'm just holding my hand differently. I did this with this pencil. I tried crossing my fingers, which was bizarre. Tried holding my hands like this, or just focusing in on my thumb or one finger. And this is actually a continuous line of the wrinkles in the palm of my hand. And this was done with a pencil. So just try it out. I like the permanent black pen because I want to be able to color it in later, not worry about the smearing. But that doesn't mean you can't dedicate a page or two to trying out different types of tools, or just messing around. And then what else did I want to show you? Oh, here I went in with some tempera paint or gouache paint, the ones that come in a stick, and I just sort of colored around it a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that. Okay, moving on, just to try to get you excited about having a sketchbook, because later you can color it in. These are doodles that were done in a little sketchbook that I've attached to this bigger sketchbook, and it's fun to have a bunch of black and white pages, but it's also fun to be able to go back in and color them. Check that out. So that's just to inspire you. It's also, you can cut pages down and make these funky little flaps. I'll be giving you opportunities to try this stuff out in your sketchbook too, which brings me to this guy, and I've marked the pages. So whether it's something you don't like that you're covering up, or it's just a special little thing you want to add to a page, there's no reason why you can't paste folded pages into an existing sketchbook and doodle on either side. So these are continuous line doodles, but they're you know, just from my imagination. I wasn't drawing from anything in front of me. And here again, like a mini book inside a book. But here I wanted to show you the vellum. So we're definitely going to play around with this later when we do faces. But if you have any vellum sitting around, this is a fun way to draw part of a face, and then, you know, to use two colors, but also to layer. This one also got layered, so half her hairdo got layered, and this one, what did I do here? So yeah, that's kind of an ugly face, but now she looks cute. So, you know, different ways you can
layer, add flaps, all kinds of stuff we're going to be doing, and all of that is possible because we're doing it all in a sketchbook, and we can come back to it and keep expanding the sketchbook itself.
I hope you had fun taking this tiny creative play break with me. Remember, there's always a way to bring more creative play into your life. And as long as you can play, as long as you can try new things, you're never ever stuck, right? I've got lots more ideas for you here on my YouTube channel, so subscribe, stay tuned, and play, play, play. Come back and gift yourself a daily dose of make stuff feel good energy. Thank you so much for being here. Sparkle on.